mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field. And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Circle button. Cross button.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Entering play call.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
Penny up the middle. They'll get this down to the 21, just on.
Downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go, here we go.
Cross button. Triangle button. Delay fade. Square button. Triangle button. Circle button. Cross button.
A handoff to Penny. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Wildcat. Gun. Split wins. There are 13 categories. We have 6 options.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Oh, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. Entering
a chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
You have 15 options. Field goal 43 yards selected.
And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Fields the squib kick right around the 30. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Throw it short.
And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon getting set for quarter number 3 here. So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the 3rd quarter. This fielded right at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
There are 9 categories. There are 9 subcategories. Options set to win tight 9 plays. You have 9 options. Zing is selected. Wing tight. There are 9 categories. You have 9
The
options.
Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
The handoff, running left is Penny, and to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion.
Circle button.
First down, here's White. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Triangle button. Triangle button. Cross button. Out left. Triangle button.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That sack, it goes to Boye Mafe.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to get the ball up.
Triangle button.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 43. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18.
And that's well executed there on third down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Ready?
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. They run straight ahead here with White, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Entering play call.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Delay fade. Triangle button.
Off the play fake. Hall.
Circle button.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Panthers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happens, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Chuba Hubbard, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 actions. Return left is selected.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line.
Cross cutting.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Entering play call formation. There are 9 categories. There are 9 subcategories. Option is set to wing tight 9 plays. You have 9 options. Single back is selected. I form. Single back. Wing tight mesh.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. There's a give to Penny. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Now Hall looking to throw on second down. His throw incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Pop-boot slide. Pop-white. Pop-boot slide.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. Hall. And he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. They're still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to pass. Tua. Now the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Logan Hall fighting through and dropping him for the sack. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Now he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
There are 3 categories. You have 15 options.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Now Tua. Looking underneath and finding Hubbard. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On third down, here's a run by Hubbard. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
There are 9 categories. There are 9 subcategories. Option is set to win tight 9 plays. You have 9 option. I-form. Gun. Weak. Close. You have 6 options. Bench switch is selected.
Here we go. Start.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. Devon Hamilton coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
It's caught. This is White. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
But it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop him before he could get to the marker.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Bucs try it on 4th down to come up empty, and the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Yellow.
On the handoff, running left is Hubbard. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Let's go.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Outside 3rd.
On play action, here's Tua. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30 options. Verticals, a select curl combo.
Come on, come on.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. To throw it is Hall, throwing on first down. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment to shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They run again with Foreman. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Ready?
They'll run with Foreman. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. You know what? I know it's 4th down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have for these guys on the defensive side of the ball. They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on 4th down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. They'll run for it. This is Foreman. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the Bucs defense, they'll celebrate the goal line stand. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Choose a new player. Choose the player to read. Commit. Coach stick. Double slot. Forward. Puck. Tagger. Punt land. Their player. Formation. Their straw. Y-walk. Zone alerts. Curl combo. Choose the player to replace. Choose a new player. Choose the player. Formate. Y-off. There are 2 categories.
Second and 6. No, scratch that. Second and 7. They'll try the right side with Stewart. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Stewart. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
Ready.
Triangle button. Cross button. Triangle button. Cross button. R1 button.
Hall now to throw on second down.
Cross button.
That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Here's Hall, throwing on third and long. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. The fake punt gets him 13 yards. A huge play on special teams. It's a first down. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No. What a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Carolina, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, the calendar changed October didn't help as they dropped to 0-5 on the year. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants.
blow up, but Elohim never had time for donuts. The beat go ham, no
Franchise
time
is
for
selected.
game like big pitch came to Jonah. Yeah, I'm still independent. They sold 1 million records. Yeah, used to be on my checklist. Big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Gang time in it. Gang time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. No, I will not bend. Gang time. Run it up. 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 You gotta put in that work, dog. I put the kingdom first. I know that you gotta wait for your turn sometimes to build something really sustainable. Work on your catalog so the day that you finally pop off, you'll see it's not just a once off. You put in time, the harvest is ready, it's ripe. I thank God for the payment. That's a solid foundation. When I finally make it, I'll give God all the praises. G.O.D. who conquered evil forces. I don't trust in chariots or fortresses. Yeah, I walk by faith. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Gang time in it. Gang time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. No, I will not bend.